Should I film tarot and pick-a-card readings from my kitchen from now on? The light is really gorgeous, but it's the kitchen environment, you know. Yay, nay? Let me know in the comments below. Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local light worker. I'm here today with a very special reading inspired by my new astrocartography report, a service in which I try to help you understand which place in the world is the best one for you to go on a holiday, settle for work, or maybe even fall in love. I thought of doing something astrocartographical with the tarot. So I want to help you understand where in the world is your romantic soulmate. As you guys know, we have a lot of different soulmates. We meet people that we encountered in our past lives on a daily basis. Our parents are some of our most ancient soulmates. But as we all know as well, a lot of us keep craving for that special soulmate, that romantic counterpart that we can spend the rest of our lives with. So I'm going to help you in this reading today by using a little bit of my astrological knowledge, this world map, my astrological dice, but most importantly, the tarot, to help you understand where in the world is your romantic soulmate. Where can you travel to find the person that is meant for you, or where will your partner come from? From which country, which region, which continent? So the way that this reading works is the following. I have here 4 images, 4 archetypes taken from the Archetypes Oracle by Catherine Mies. It's linked in the description box below if you're interested to purchase it for yourself. But I have selected these 4 archetypes so that I can pull you into a specific type of counterpart you are already thinking of manifesting in your life. The archetypes are pretty broad, so even if you were drawn to the warrior, you may be a person that, for example, prefers athletes. It doesn't have to be that this person is necessarily a member of the military, but you're just drawn maybe to the more like masculine, rebellious, kind of fighting type, you know? For example, as well, the networker contains a multitude of other typologies. So the networker can be somebody who works in a publishing house, somebody who is active on the political platform, somebody who may be a content creator. So think of these archetypes in a very broad way. I purposely selected them in this way to help you guys find specific things that can help you in this reading, which unfortunately is going to be quite general. This is my issue all the time. I am reading here for a very large collective, a very large online collective, members of my soul tribe, but I want to make the messages as specific to your case as possible, as much as I can, because keep in mind, this is not a personal reading. This will be a general reading. If you feel inspired to get in touch with me for a personal reading of this kind, please get in touch with me and I can adapt any of the services that I have listed in the first link in the description box below to suit your needs, okay? I also have an astrocartography astrological report. If you guys want to get in touch with me, I have been working on them throughout the entire month of March since I released them. I have amazing feedback. People have been getting this astrocartography report for their mother, for their father, for their siblings, for their best friends as gifts, and I cannot be happier. I had to bump up the price a little bit because it's been taking me quite an extensive amount of time and effort to create them. These are 7 to 8 pages PDFs in which I go country by country, territory by territory, and I tell you specifically where you need to go to work better, to try your luck, to fall in love, to go and purchase a property. So I go on all of the meridians as according to your natal chart and to the position of the planets at the time of your birth. Okay, I think the alarm outside is a very sure sign that I need to stop chatting and just get down to business. Let me introduce to you the options here in front of you. So for group 1, I have here the warrior. I'm not going to lift the card and bring it closer because behind the warrior card lies a very special tarot deck, which again, it will be a surprise when I will read your specific pile. because the tarot deck behind it also hides a little bit of the culture and nationality of your soulmate. So you don't know what tarot deck you're going to choose. You're only going to choose the archetype, but at your specific choice, I'm going to reveal to you the tarot deck that lies behind the image. And I'm also going to talk a little bit more about the cultural characteristics of your soulmate, okay? So group 1 is the warrior, group 2 is the engineer, group 3 is the networker, and group 4 is the healer. Yeah, these are specifically members of my soul tribe, but that doesn't mean that we can't love and mingle and get to know people of any other soul tribes here on earth, right, guys? Okay, so you don't have to agree with me. I don't know why I even said that. But take a moment right now, maybe a deep breath in. I'm going to take a breath with you guys to guide you in this process. So let's take a breath in. Exhale. And if you did this with eyes closed, open your eyes, and the first thing that your eyes fall upon, make that choice. Yeah. If you feel like in a more discerning energy, and if you really want to take your time to look at the options, the colors, maybe you want to spend some time meditating on the options in front of you, then pause the video here and take as much time as you need to make a choice. I would normally go by my first gut reaction. That is most likely what leads you to a very good reading, specifically tailored to you. But if you don't feel so inclined to access your gut, if you feel more like resting in the South Node and Libra transit, which we are currently under, then take as long as you wanted to make a decision. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being with me on this journey. I know it's been a little bit frustrating because I haven't been putting out work as much as I wanted to, but I am here. I keep showing up. I will never give up doing tarot and astrology. I'll continue to do it in whatever shape or form I will be allowed to do it. And I have a really amazing collection of tarot and oracle decks, which most of you helped me contribute to. I mean, most of these were gifts that you guys sent me from my tarot and Amazon wish list. So thank you so much. Because I have so many of them, I will continue to create readings for you with them, because that was the whole purpose of this energy exchange between us. And I have some pretty unique and interesting topics coming your way. I'm also going to continue to create the traditional love readings. So there's going to be also a flower petal reading coming soon. So thank you so much for staying with me and for being so patient and kind. All this being said, I love you guys so much. Keep in touch with me through all the other links in the description box below. Keep in mind, I'm still open for personal readings. If you like this kind of reading, I can create one for you as well as a personal tarot reading, or you may be interested in my astrocartography report. If you're here and if you enjoy my vibe, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, to subscribe, and to comment down below for engagement. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything. My heart reaches to your heart, but I thank you nonetheless for everything, for your presence, for your attention, for your love, for your admiration. You mean the world to me, guys, and I cannot wait to see what these messages want to tell you at your specific pile. See you there. Hey group 1, hello darlings, welcome to a reading on the topic of where in the world is your soulmate. Let's find out, first of all, who this person may be as a character. Maybe I'll give you some physical characteristics as well, and then I'll roll my astrological dice and I'm going to try to uncover their exact location on this world map. So let's jump into it. You chose the warrior. So I can already see that this is an individual that either is athletic, a sportsman, a sportswoman, somebody who may be active on the battlefield, somebody who could work in the military, somebody who is part of a group, a team that is incredibly active, somebody who may compete with other individuals, not only to create their income, but also for fun and pleasure. The light attributes are strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. You're dealing here with a hero, a stoic person, somebody who's self-sacrificing in the act of conquering the ego. An individual that is brave, an individual that puts their ego to the side for the benefit of the entire group, the team that they are defending, that they are part of. Sorry, I had to expel some air. And the shadow attributes are trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. So kind of like the negative traits of this person is that they can be a little bit selfish. They can take more than they are giving. And they could run the risk of becoming a little bit Machiavellic in their search for glory and power and success. They could sometimes forget what they are fighting to protect. They could be a little bit too one-track minded, and from time to time I feel like they could benefit from having people reminding them that they can never succeed by themselves, that they need other people to help build them up in life, and that competition and success is worth nothing if you have nobody to celebrate it with at the end. Yeah. Okay, so here's the surprise. This is the tarot deck that you were also drawn towards. It is the Botticelli Tarot, and Botticelli was an Italian artist of in medieval times and Renaissance times. So you may be dealing here with somebody who could come from Italy, have some sort of Italian heritage. Also, I'm kind of extending this to the entire region of the Mediterranean. So this could include countries such as the south of Portugal, the south of Spain, of course, the south of Italy. We have here Sicily, we have Malta, Corsica, we have Greece, of course, and Cyprus. So anybody coming from around these regions. Also, we can see the north of Morocco, the north of Algeria. We also have the north of Tunisia. We also have the north of Libya, and of course the north of Egypt. So anybody coming from these regions over here, as we are extending it from simply the territory of Italy, could be the culture that your person is stemming from. I am also feeling inclined to include also the countries that are to the east of the Mediterranean. So we see there a portion of Syria. We see there, of course, Jerusalem and Israel. And we also see there, a little bit of the south of Turkey. Yeah. So just as an extension, I want to make this as inclusive as possible because it is a general reading. Now I'm going to pull from the Botticelli Tarot to see deeper the characteristics of this person's character. Could you tell us more about Group 1's soulmate? I'm already hearing hot-headed. You're dealing with a hot-headed individual. Okay. This is somebody who is, I can tell you right off the bat, wealthy. I have to be a little bit careful with the Botticelli Tarot because some images are in the NUDE. So I don't see any of them here. Could you tell us more about this person's character? Oh, yeah, that one we have to cover with this one. Okay, good. So for the purpose of this reading, it doesn't help me if I take reversed cards, in the sense that it will bring no clarity to the question I am asking. So I reject any card that is reversed. So I'm doing a little bit of energy work to change them a little bit. There we go. So we have the Five of Cups. You're dealing here with an individual that has overcome a lot of depressive moments in their life. An individual that has suffered through loss. They may have lost a sum of money. They may have lost a parent, maybe a childhood friend, a sibling. This is an individual that had to learn how to manage their feelings because of a really deep sadness in their youth. This is part of the reason why this person is so focused on developing stoicism, something harmed them emotionally very deeply when they were young, and they learned how to put effort into controlling their feelings. I think that something took them by surprise. There was an unexpected loss, some sort of traumatic separation. Your person dealt with feelings of anger and sadness and grief when they were young, and they grew in time to learn how to cope with them, to learn how to keep them under control. This can be a person that may take some sort of medication to cope with anxiety and depression. Now, I also see that the Five of Chalices is sitting next to the King of Pentacles. So this tells me the story of losing potentially the father figure, some problems with the father figure. The King of Pentacles is a very wealthy man. So what this tells me is that your person could be somebody who grew up in a very wealthy family with received money, kind of like generational wealth. The father could have died or could have moved away, separated from your person. There may have been a divorce. There may have been some sort of disease that took the father away, and money on the other hand came forth. So there was an inheritance, or there was some sort of exchange of possessions that passed down from the affected father to the wounded child. So we see here a very thickly, how should I say this, kind of intertwined story that combines money, power, death, and loss. I'm already picking up on the fact that your person could have some very strong planets in the 8th house and in the 7th house. For example, Saturn in the 7th house, which indicates karmic difficulties in personal connections with people that are staying long-term in our lives, especially our relatives and our family members. But your person may also have some planets in the 8th house, the house of inherited wealth, the house of the genes, our DNA, the house of emotions and emotional healing and what we take on from other people. So I see here as well the presence of a very strong Taurian female, and also the King of Pentacles could be any of the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Because we have the Empress over here, I am tempted to say that the Empress clarifies the King of Pentacles. So we're dealing here with a potential Taurian father figure, a very beautiful mother, a mother who nonetheless, although she is a lot of a social entertainer, the heart of the family, she isn't necessarily financially active. This may have been a woman that never had to work, that her main occupation was being a wife and a mother, and a woman that is incredibly beautiful, very cultured, knows all the polite rules of etiquette, but is indolent at the same time, a little bit lazy, a little bit indulgent. Yeah, so you're dealing here with almost like this image of extreme femininity that is protected and fertile, but at the same time she is somehow removed from the work of toil and earning an income and kind of having to struggle for her paycheck. We see the Seven of Swords in between the King of Pentacles and the Empress. Your person grew up in a household in which there was plenty to have in terms of money and resources, but the mother and the father didn't get along. There were secrets, there were lies, and there were passive-aggressive episodes. I don't think people shouted at each other, but they were kind of doing things to hurt one another behind each other's backs, and there was no clear communication, there was no honest communication, very little laughter as well. It was a tit-for-tat mentality, not really the best kind of environment to grow up in, to be honest. However, I do feel that your person benefited from, with the Ten of Chalices, a group of friends and some really nice educators that helped your person develop some healthy connections. So your person is quite balanced mentally. I think they developed their personality quite well in spite of the emotional hardships. that they encountered in the relation with the father figure and the mother figure, and the conflict between the two. So you're dealing here with somebody who is quite emotionally stoic, very responsible, but at the same time is somebody who finds strength in their group of friends, is able to socialize, is able to take from their group of friends whatever they can't find in their family of origin. With the Two of Pentacles here, I see that your person, it could be juggling two things at the same time, from a career point of view, not from a relationship point of view. No. I feel like your person needs emotional stability. Your soulmate is somebody who actually, once they attach and fall in love, they want to stay like that. And I feel like this is especially important to your soulmate because they grew up in a household in which they saw this toxic kind of love between the mother and the father, this ignoring one another or stonewalling, icing each other, or getting back at each other. So your person is kind of like wanting, craving from the bottom of their heart a very stable, loyal, honest type of romantic relationship. But in terms of work, I feel like your person is doing two things at the same time. They may have two different jobs. Potentially, they have to follow in the footsteps of their father and take on the family business or the family wealth. They may need to manage that. But at the same time, I feel like your person is trying to pursue their own hobbies, their own the things that make them happy, and they're trying to make money out of that. So maybe your person, for example, could have inherited some sort of let's say a fashion business from their father, but in reality they really like math and physics, right? So they are combining a side hustle with the main occupation inherited from the family. I see here with the Three of Cups, a person who is really into going out and enjoying life and being surrounded by friends. I feel like your person is this kind of individual who at home, they want to do what is right by their parents. They are responsible. But then in the weekends or whenever they have some time off, they always call their friends and they hang around with their friends and they blow off some steam. They talk to their friends about their parents. They talk to their friends about their romantic experiences, because their friends are almost like their chosen family. It feels like your person is more connected emotionally to their group of friends. I also feel a sibling, a younger brother, could be somebody that your person feels like they are more connected to than their own mother and father. With their parents, they have a very dutiful relationship, but it is emotionally frosty. It is very cold. It is very detached. And this is why your person is somebody who is craving a romantic connection. It's almost like, I cannot wait to experience that peace that comes with true love, that peace that comes knowing that I'm finally in a relationship with somebody that has my back, somebody that I can rely upon, somebody that wakes up next to me and I can go to bed with them each night. We see here with the Six of Swords, a very peaceful kind of personality. In spite of whatever trauma happened to them while they were growing up, on an emotional level especially, I feel like your person is somebody who chooses to create peace, who is drawn not towards creating more drama in their life, but this is an individual that walks away from dramatic people, dramatic experiences, which is kind of strange because they are at the same time a fighter. They fight for love, they fight for justice, they fight for their share, they fight to protect those that they love. But at the same time, your person is craving peace of mind. I think that's the contradiction. Wrapping up your person. So I feel here you're dealing with an individual that comes 100% from a wealthy background, a wealthy family, but a wealthy family that carries some secrets, some emotional detachment. There seems to happen, especially between the mother and the father. They may not even live together in the same house or not even in the same country. I see that your person is doing their best to handle this emotional burden that has been placed on their shoulders, even from youth. They are an optimistic individual. They are somebody who is craving an honest and loyal connection, but they may often run from romantic attachments into their work. This is why your person could be doing two jobs at the same time, because jobs and having something to do, something to work towards, helps them grow and stay optimistic. While relationships have always been a little bit more difficult for them, especially romantic relationships, because as soon as this person falls in love, a wound related to I don't want to lose you, I don't want you to betray me, I don't want to start arguing with you, opens up as well. So this person needs patience. When you meet them, when you meet your soulmate, you will know how to approach them. You will know that initially you guys will become friends and you will have a lot of laughs, but then you will start to fall in love, and this peaceful affection is going to develop between the two of you, almost like you feel you're coming home to somebody. And your person is going to slowly fall deeper and deeper in love with you. The safer they find you, the more approachable they feel that you are, and the more stable of a presence you exist in their life. So on the surface, this person is stoic, emotionally tough and rebellious and athletic and warrior-like. But on the inside, they are vulnerable and they need stability. They need a counterpart that they can rely upon. So you could be the opposite. You could be somebody who looks very maybe vulnerable and sweet and cuddly on the outside. Whether you are male or female, you could look really approachable and friendly, and maybe on the inside you have this steel-like ambition, and you are emotionally very solid, and nothing can bring you down, while this person will be your opposite. And opposites are strongly attracted like batteries, because they complement one another. So this is the person. I feel like you're dealing here with a sweetheart. This person could have a moon square Saturn, moon opposite Saturn, or moon conjunct Saturn. Okay, so a lot of emotional karma that they need to work through. But I can tell you, from having been married to a moon conjunct Saturn person and having been born with a moon conjunct Saturn energy myself, this is a partner that is going to have very strong, long-lasting feelings for you if you guys manage to overcome the initial fear. So now I'm going to move the cards to the side, and in spite of the fact that at the beginning I said that your person could come from any of the countries surrounding the Mediterranean, I want to double check this by throwing the dice once more and seeing where they land. So on which part of the world map do the astrological dice land? Let's see some more clues. Where in the world is group 1's soulmate spirit? Sorry if that was loud. Okay, so let's see. We have Jupiter, and we are seeing here it fell in between Ireland and Portugal. So still, Portugal remains in the game, because I did mention the south of Portugal before, but we are also getting Ireland. Okay, so interesting. We also have the number 2. You may meet this person 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years from now. That would be the timeline. Or this person could be born on the 2nd of the month. You may meet them on the 2nd. Jupiter, so good luck, wealth, prosperity, abundance, having a really beautiful and happy connection. And we also have Scorpio. So what was I saying about the 8th house? So most likely your counterpart will be a sun in Scorpio, in which case everything that I talked about, difficult family dynamics, secrets, power, wealth, healing, applies 100%, because these are the karmic burdens of a person born under the sun sign of Scorpio. Okay, so I hope that you have enjoyed this type of reading. Feel free to get in touch with me for a more specific personal reading. I can create one of this, like like you saw it today here for you, or get in touch with me for an astrocartography report. In this way, you will know for sure what applies to you rather than what applies to the entirety of people that have chosen group 1. But anyway, if this is where I leave you, if you're not interested in getting in touch with me for services outside of YouTube, then thank you so much for listening. Make sure to comment your experience down below, like this video and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye, my loves. Hey group 2, welcome to your reading. In this reading we're going to find an answer to the question, where in the world is your soulmate? And this is for those of you that were drawn to the engineer. Well, surprise, surprise, you are also drawn to the Chinese tarot. So because of this, I am very inclined to say that your person may potentially come from China or any of the countries surrounding China, right? So we have here the north of India, we have Nepal, we have Bhutan, we have the north of Myanmar, we also have here the north of Laos, Vietnam, the north of Vietnam, we have North Korea, and we have the south of Mongolia, and of course any of the countries over here. We have Kazakhstan, the east of Kazakhstan. I think that this is, I don't know if it's Uzbekistan, I think, because I can't really see the name of the country. We have Uzbekistan over here, but I don't know what this pink portion is. Oh, I think it's a portion of Pakistan, maybe? Anyway, any of the countries in this region over there, I don't want to misspeak and say something improper, politically incorrect, because it is Mercury retrograde. So I will give you more clues related to the specific location of your person towards the end of the reading, when I'll be pulling some of my astrological dice on this world map to see where they land. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the engineer. So the engineer is the type of personality you are attracted towards, and it can include any type of scientist, researcher, architect, engineer, any type of person that had some sort of formal education which involved an extensive period of study and training. This is an individual that from the beginning they knew who they wanted to be, and they kind of put a lot of effort, a lot of money, and a lot of sleepless nights into their training. This is a person that is eminently rational, logic, a person who likes to think in a very structured way. So we see here the light attributes described as the ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. So this is a mastermind, a person that always wants to come up with a solution to whatever problem may exist in their life or in the lives of other people. This is somebody who is humanitarian, interested in the well-being of society at large, not only in how good their own lives are. We have here the shadow attributes, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. So this could be an individual that may prioritize reason above emotion, a person who could seem quite cold and detached from time to time, an individual that may struggle a little bit to understand intuition, to understand experiences that cannot be explained logically, a person that may dismiss magic, that may find unclear explanations as a riddle that they need to find a solution to rather than just accepting the mystery of the world. This is a person that may be an atheist as well. That's not necessarily somebody religious or spiritual in any way, shape, or form, but you're dealing here with a very realistic person, a pragmatist, somebody who likes to build, somebody who is fascinated by how things work. Okay, so keeping all of this energy and knowledge in mind, let's see what the tarot cards have to say about your person's character, their actions, their lives, how you recognize them. So let's see. For group 2, Spirit, could you tell us a bit more about this person's character? Yeah, talk about not really being the spiritual kind. We have the Devil blocked, we have the Temperance, we have the Page of Staves, the Four of Cups. Even if the cards are dropping reversed in this reading today, it doesn't help in any way to read the cards reversed. So I'm going to take them as they fall, but flip them in a second. Yeah. Okay, so you're dealing here with somebody who may have a sun sign in Capricorn, somebody who is, as I said, a pragmatist, a realist, somebody who only looks at what is in front of them. They do not like to run around in flights of fancies. They do not daydream. They are people who wake up with a goal, with a list, and they set out to achieve their goals. We have here the Temperance card. The Temperance card could represent Sagittarius or Aquarius energy, depending on how you read them as a tarot reader. We also have the Page of Staves, fire sign energy. We see the Queen of Coins. We see Confucius, which is the equivalent of the Judgment card. So we're dealing here with Pluto energy as well. We have the Three of Coins, a collaborator, a team worker, and we have the Four of Cups, somebody who could get easily bored, somebody who's disenchanted with their lives, potentially because they are spiritually hungry, seeing as they only focus on the material aspect of life. So this is a person who either comes from a culture that emphasizes financial responsibility, material wealth, and emotional maturity. I see here that you're dealing with somebody who is quite obedient, quite in touch with the elderly. This person may come from a family in which the grandparents, great-grandparents may still be alive. There is a certain reverence given to elderly people or masters, learning from their knowledge as well. I see a very strong and very materially minded, very financially savvy woman in this person's life. I would say that this is the mother. The Queen of Coins is somebody who likes to take care of everyone by cooking, by cleaning, by maintaining the wealth of the family, by distributing money only as she sees fit and only in certain amounts that do not jeopardize the financial health of the family. This is a person that's concerned with legacy, with family heirlooms passed down from generation to generation. You're dealing here with a traditional individual, but at the same time, somebody who is not really into the religious, traditional aspects of their family life. I see here as well that this person may struggle internally between listening to the devil on their shoulder and listening to the angel on their shoulder, because it's such a contrast. The devil card right next to the Temperance card, the angel of Annunciation right next to a demon, right? So we're dealing here with a balanced approach to life that is often unconsciously bothered by a desire to pursue something that may not be good for them. It could be that this individual, until they find you and get married, may waste their resources on quick pleasures. And these pleasures help them escape a little bit from the very harsh upbringing that they had to endure. For example, I think that this person grew up with a sense of duty, responsibility, prioritizing material goods, but at the same time, they may not have been allowed by their mother figure to enjoy the money, to enjoy the material goods. Maybe food had to be rationed, pleasure was not considered something good and was frowned upon. Maybe this person was punished whenever they got pleasure from eating sweets, or whenever they got pleasure from, I don't know, kissing somebody. I feel like they were somehow either ridiculed or punished for that. It's like pleasure is no. Stoicism, asceticism is yes. You know, you have to be responsible, you have to be clean, you have to follow a schedule, a routine, you know. So this person grew up with a very like goody persona, but at the same time, I feel that when they're tired or kind of as they go through life, maybe when they drink, when they had a couple of drinks, this side of themselves comes out that is a little bit more raunchy, more lusty, more I'm down to do anything, you know, because it's almost like this person wasn't allowed to accept their shadow, to accept the fact that they may have certain faults. I see here as well an individual that could earn a lot of money but may have this crisis of, so what do I do with this money right now? They are still seeking the right counterpart to settle down and have a family, but they haven't found you yet, because that's why you're here. So until they find you, this person may be just wasting their lusty and sensual energy with a lot of random people, a lot of random connections. The devil usually shows somebody who's a little bit of a player. It shows somebody who's a little bit of a material minded individual, you know, somebody who prioritizes designer brands and somebody who enjoys wealth and money and kind of makes a big deal out of it. You know, they don't see money as just a form of exchange, but they see it as a part of who they are, an identity. Like, I need to earn this much for my mother to consider me worthy. I need to work for this company for my father to be proud of me. I need to have these designer brands, I don't know, to wear only Gucci or to have a BMW in order for my friends to include me in their group, you know? That's kind of the vibe I'm picking up here. So unfortunately, yeah, I see that this person kind of grew up in this environment. They mostly have male friends, and I feel like they have male friends of many different ages. They mostly enjoy the company of older men that can teach them a lot about business, transactions, solid investments, men that can help give them some romantic, love-related advice, but they're seeking advice that is somehow like, how can I prepare for marriage? How can I prepare to be the best man I can be? How can I satisfy my wife? So on and so forth. But the only problem is that this person didn't find somebody to settle down with. So in the meantime, they know that they need to do something with this, let's just say, fertile energy that they feel in their body. So they're kind of wasting it on random connections that don't mean much to them, but that help them release some pressure from their work. Yeah, there will be a powerful transformation when you will meet the soulmate. I think that you will bring a much needed sense of spirituality and emotionality in their life. You're going to uncouple this person from the battery of reason and knowledge that they are so supercharged by, and you're going to help them understand that unless they develop a deep connection with their heart, and unless they pay attention to subtle signs from other people, to the feelings of other people around them, they will always find themselves bored and disenchanted and hungover and kind of like irritated. Like, this person really needs to experience more than just commonplace emotions. They really need to allow themselves to experience exhilaration or passion or like even sometimes sadness, you know. They need to kind of feel more like a human being rather than just a technical robot. I feel like this person may have been accused by their romantic partners in the past that they're a little bit too mechanical, too robotic, a little bit too unable to tap into their intuition and see certain things that cannot be just judged with the power of their mind. They have a very powerful mind, they're very intelligent, but sometimes in certain relationships you also need emotional intelligence to understand how to continue, how to cope, how to help someone out, how to relate to a partner in a successful way. So these are the characteristics that I see. I see that you're dealing here with somebody who is on the ascending path in their career, somebody that is a good team player, very professional at work, focused on the material aspects of life because of their family. But at the same time, this person is kind of a little bit of a player at the moment because they haven't found the person that they feel, yes, this is the person I want to marry. When they will find you, I see a powerful transformation with the Judgment card here, like a lesson in awakening and some sort of a spiritual crisis that your person will go through when they will meet you, and you're going to be the catalyst. So yeah, I don't know if you see this as a gift or as a curse, but I would see it more as a gift. You have an incredible aura if you're able to kind of diffuse this moment of spiritual awakening in your soulmate. So you should be proud of this energy. I certainly would, you know. Take your compliments where you can get them. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just being a little bit in a funky mood. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, but don't go away yet because I'm going to use the dice to see where they're gonna fall. I think that the correct plural form of dice is actually die, but I don't want to use that word because it may get censored. So let's see. Where in the world is group 2's soulmate? My goodness, I'm sorry if that was too loud. Your soulmate is out of this world. It's outside the map, okay? Because we got number 2, much like group 1. Number 2, but it dropped here near the... let me just see if... near the Amundsen Sea. So this is the South Pole. It's the west of Antarctica. So who knows? Maybe your person went on an expedition there. Maybe they had to engineer a platform there or some sort of building. And we also have here the sun. So we have Leo energy, and it dropped here next to the North Pole. We have here Wrangel or Wrangel near the Okhotsk Sea. Okay, so we have an extreme, right? Because we have the South Pole and the North Pole. Icy regions, icy territories. And let me just look at the dice that fell to the ground. Yes, so we have here, sorry, it was Aquarius. We have Aquarius energy. So the sun in Aquarius and number 2. These are some clues related to your soulmate. It could be that your soulmate may be born as a sun in Aquarius. We also had here the Queen of Coins, which can be any of the earth signs, but we also had Capricorn. So maybe this person has certain planets in Capricorn and Aquarius. And of course, if they are in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius at the moment is really helping them change their energy. Okay, this is the reading that I had for you, group 2. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you found it fun. I hope it wasn't too irritating. Mercury is still retrograde, so I'm having some sort of like scheduling issues, but thank you so much for listening. Make sure to like this video if you have enjoyed it, subscribe, include yourself in my family, and please comment down below. I love your comments and I love to reply by giving you a heart. So until next time, take care. Bye bye. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading. This is a special one focused on the topic of where in the world is your soulmate. I aim to give you a lot of details and clear specific countries, regions, territories where you may find your soulmate or where your soulmate comes from. So if you were drawn to the networker card and this is your specific pile, your specific choice, please stick around until the end of the reading because I am going to also pull some dice here on this world map to give you further clues. First of all, I want to talk to you about the networker. So the networker represents a very large category that includes anybody that could work in some sort of social media capacity, anybody that may work in reading and writing occupations, like maybe in a publishing house, for a travel agency, for some sort of career-based kind of like delivery services, anybody that could work with words and numbers and in calculations. Maybe you're dealing here with a person that is doing some sort of flight traffic control, or somebody who works to check the stock market, somebody who could be a teacher, somebody that basically has to communicate in order to earn their income. Maybe you're dealing here with a person that works in politics and could also be a writer or some sort of teacher of any kind. So we see here the core attributes of this category of people as being in the light form, somebody who enhances unity through the sharing of information and engenders social awareness and empathy. So really beautiful, light-hearted energy, a person that really loves other people and loves humanity and wants to help other people, wants to contribute to their embetterment. So we're dealing here with maybe even somebody who could work in a social service capacity. This is a general reading, that's why I made the category so broad, okay, so keep that in mind. The shadow attribute, so the more negative trait of this person is that they convey information only for personal gain and they spread fear and falsehood. So this could be applicable in the case of a person who has to work for a company that delivers fake news, or a person who has to manipulate certain results to benefit a political candidate's rise to power, or somebody who could work for a tabloid, for example. Yeah, there may be certain cases like this in your specific group, but most likely this is for a person that's very focused on the social world, kind of like a social butterfly, a person that has a very busy job, but a job that somehow keeps them well connected to progressive trends. You know, you can learn a lot, definitely learn a lot of important information from this person. Okay, so you have not only chosen this card, but you are also drawn to the Universal Celtic Tarot, which already tells me that because Celtic cultural energy and history comes primarily from the UK, the United Kingdom. That's the region where the Celts, or the Celts, however you want to pronounce it, they kind of are known to stem from. I'm going to expand this cultural group to also include anything related to Nordic European countries. So if, for example, your person doesn't come from the UK, they may, however, come from anywhere in between Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland. I would go even as far as to say certain Baltic countries such as Lithuania, and Estonia, maybe even the north of Germany as well. So those could be the regions from which your person comes from, or they have certain heritage in their family from those specific Nordic countries. But all this being said, let's see right now. I'm going to give the Celtic Tarot a really good shuffle and try to ask, what is the in-depth personality of Group 3's romantic soulmate? Oh, and just a second, because I just received a notification that the battery is dying down on my phone and I do not want to interrupt your reading. I'm just going to quickly plug it in and then we can continue. It is Mercury retrograde, so blunders like this happen all the time. Anyway, so let's see. Okay, we have Judgment, Pluto card. Very intense personality. I'm hearing intense in an intelligent way. Interesting. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Nine of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay, so first of all, this person comes from a large family. They certainly have siblings. Either that or they were surrounded by a lot of relatives when they grew up. Definitely, your person learned how to communicate, and I'm even hearing people speaking one over the other. From their family life. I see an abundance of characters here. We have the Page, a Knight, a Queen, another Knight, almost like a conference, a brotherhood, a community that was very strongly linked. I see here an individual that, first of all, was raised with some very strong spiritual and religious energies. So your person, for example, could be a devout Catholic, or I don't know, they could follow a certain tradition. It doesn't necessarily have to be Christian. Maybe they're Jewish, maybe they're Muslim, but they are very in touch with the spiritual and religious received heritage of their family. Yeah, so this person truly believes in the things that their family taught them to believe in. For example, if their family were pagans and they like to pray to fairies, your person believes in fairies, you know. So there is a very strong spiritual link to the religion of the family. I also see here an individual that has certain artistic qualities and may have also worked as a healer, or may have tried to apply to medical school, may have wanted to develop their spiritual abilities in some sort of occupation, like they could have wanted to become an occupational therapist or an art therapist, or potentially they wanted to transform their love of tarot and astrology into an occupation as well. I see here somebody who grew up moving from place to place, potentially because of one of the parents' occupation. Their father or their mother maybe changed jobs a lot, and the family traveled almost like in a caravan. I see here an individual that grew up with certain negative energies as well. I feel like they may have been part of a gang when they were young, because they didn't know better. Because the gang offered them a sense of brotherhood and support, or sisterhood, you know, and support, but it may have been actually a very negative experience, and they came out of that. There could have been some arrests, or the gang wanted to get involved in something quite serious, and I feel like your person freaked out and walked away. I also feel like the mother of your person, they're very close to her. She's a very kind individual, very emotionally connected to her children. She's this kind of mother that could send telepathic messages to her children. I feel like your person really loves their mother, is very strongly connected to her. Your person could talk quite frequently to your mother, or could frequently receive certain visions or dreams from her. I also feel like your person really wants to settle down and have a family, and they really like emotionally mature but also quite creative individuals. So I think that if you identify with this description, and most likely you will if you chose this pile, your person is going to be this, you know, this instant recognition, this instant moment of love at first sight when you guys meet. I also see here that there may have been certain instances in which your person saw certain moments of violence as they were growing up. I see here with the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Wands, conflicts around your person. Maybe they had to go through a certain conflict. There may have been a war, or a period of social unrest, or some sort of attacks that happened in their region and their neighborhood when they grew up, or in the place where they traveled to. I see here the need to rally community support, making some very strong connections with the leaders of a community, with a priest, with lawyers, with doctors, with mayors, with businessmen, businesswomen, teachers. Your person has this kind of flair for politics, you know, for garnering the support of the community, getting involved in community related issues. And I think this is why they chose this occupation, even if they have a more artistic nature and a more healer nature. They eventually went for something a bit more communicative in their occupation, because they really want to make a change in the world. They want to contribute to some sort of whistleblowing efforts, bringing the truth to the people. You know, they may work as a journalist. I see here an individual that is fascinated by information, knowledge, and is constantly seeking ways to find it, to distribute it, to tell the people the truth, help awaken mentalities. I see here a Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, very strongly connected. The energy of a person that has friends all over the world. Wherever they travel, they made friends. They can be a little bit persuaded by the kind of like energy of a group. So this is something they need to be careful of. They have to remain their own person, even as they are trying to be part of a group or remain included in a certain group that they really like. But they need to find a way to be a bit braver and to kind of stand up more for what they believe. And that's kind of what I see, because this person tends to just ask a lot of people for advice, gather different opinions, and then they may not make decisions. They may allow other people to make decisions. That's not to say that they are like a doormat. They are actually quite funny individuals, and they're very charming and very sociable, you know. They flirt like crazy, and sometimes they flirt in order to get what they need, you know. They're able to charm the socks off of your grandmother, you know, like they're this kind of individual, and they will make you laugh a lot. I feel like this person is very playful. They'll make you laugh. You see riding the dolphin is a sure indication of this person being a very fun playmate in the bedroom and outside of it. But they can be a little bit too much in their head. So sometimes you're gonna have to bring them down with their feet on the ground. They can be very respectful of your boundaries and of your personal space, to the point where they forget to talk to you or message you, you know. So it's going to be important to work against extreme emotional detachment in this connection. On the other hand, I don't feel like this person is very jealous. I feel like this is an individual that is going to trust you a lot. I see here a person that I feel like the older this person gets, the more awards and recognition and money and gifts are coming their way. But there is something here with either a conflict with a sibling or a sister that was traumatized, was abused. There's something here, and I feel like your person is supporting that, is fighting to protect her. This person's sister, whether male or female, not their sister is female, but whether your person is male or female, I feel like they have a female sibling that may have been traumatized by something, maybe some physical violence, maybe some sort of stigma, and your person is defending their sibling, kind of like how Pedro Pascal is very proud of and appearing in public with Luz, his sister, who is a trans-sex individual. Yeah, so kind of in that way. Yeah, just as an example, I feel like your person has very charming, very playful, very sweet kind of vibes. I feel like this person could play computer games in their free time, for example, or they may have a certain fantasy hobby that you're definitely going to hear of. They may go with you to anime conventions. You know, they may listen to heavy metal. There is something very teenage-like, either about the way they dress or about their hobbies, their choices. Not to say that if you play computer games, you're a teenager, but there's something very youthful about them. I think that's the best way to put it. And in some cases, I don't feel that this is applicable for all of you out there, but in some cases, this person already has a child from a previous relationship. They didn't get married to the person. It was maybe just some sort of teenage moment of, you know, lack of care, maybe a drunken night that ended with a surprise pregnancy. And I feel like your person decided to really take care of the child in some way. I feel like your person really likes the child and spends a lot of time with it and enjoys talking and educating the child. And I feel like this is something very beautiful that you definitely should value in this person, because instead of choosing to be a neglectful mom or a deadbeat dad, this person actually showed up and decided to become involved in their child's life. So I think this is a really wonderful mark of their character. Yeah. So just so now, for some of you out there, this may be the case that you're dealing here with a single father or a single mother. Okay, so all of this being said, let's give you more clues related to the specific location in the map, on the world map of your person. And I'm going to try to throw the dice without creating a lot of noise this time. Let's see if that's possible. Where in the world is group 3 soulmate? Okay, so you may want to listen to the description for group 2 because group 2 got China as well. So you may be dealing with somebody who comes from China or has some sort of Chinese heritage. I also see here the number 11. This is the Grandmaster number of new beginnings. We have here Aries energy, so the Sun in Aries, and it dropped on Kazakhstan. Yeah, so we have here to the south of Russia is the country of Kazakhstan. And then we also have here, okay, we have Venus, and it is sitting on top of Cyprus and Turkey. A little bit of Syria, Lebanon were also covered by the dice. So these are some of the regions from which your person could come from. Obviously, it's a little bit confusing because you're thinking, so which one is it? Is it Kazakhstan or China? Well, some of you that have chosen this pile will have a soulmate that comes from China, some of you from Kazakhstan, some of you from Turkey, and some of you, we talked at the beginning, it could be from a Nordic country, especially we have here the UK or maybe Norway, Sweden, Finland, even Iceland potentially. It is a general reading. Keep that in mind. If you want something more specific, get in touch with me. I can adapt any of the readings that I have on my website to suit your needs, or maybe you want to get in touch with me for an astrocartography report. It's something I debuted in March and I already got so many orders and I'm very grateful for it. But if you don't want to get in touch with me for a paid reading, that's okay as well. I love you anyway. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, comment down below, and include yourself in my family by subscribing. There is more content coming your way, even if slower than how I used to upload in the past, because yeah, I have another occupation at the same time. So thank you so much for your attention. I cannot wait to see you in the next time and have fun exploring the world of your soulmate. Bye bye. Hey group 4, welcome to a special pick a card tarot reading inspired by my astrocartography astrological report. So in this reading today, we are going to be looking at where in the world is your soulmate. So this is for those of you who are drawn to the healer archetype. I'm going to get in a second into it, but next I'm going to show you the tarot deck you have chosen. Surprise! You were drawn as well to the Ukiyo-e Tarot, the Tarot of the Floating World, indicating the culture of Japan. So already we're getting an insight into the potential region in the world where your person could be coming from. So we have here Japan, as you can see on the map, but stick around until the end of the reading because I'm going to pull from my astrological dice and I'm going to spread it all over this world map to give you more specific clues related to the culture that your person is coming from and even the country where this person may be from or where you may need to travel to meet this person. So bringing it back to the center, you're dealing here with an individual that could be any of the following professions. Please take the typology of the healer in a very broad sense because this is a general reading. So the healer could be either somebody who works in the medical industry, maybe somebody who creates medicine as well, so somebody in the pharmaceutical business. This may be a person that works as a Wicca, as a spiritual healer, practitioner. You're dealing here with somebody who could be a tarot reader, an astrologer, a chiropractor, somebody who may help repair people's bodies. This could also be a yoga teacher. But more broadly, the healer could also be seen as a person that heals people's souls or gets us to question the whole idea of humanity. And this person could potentially be a poet, an artist. In some way, this person may contribute to the cultural development of the world. So you're dealing here with somebody who likes to break boundaries, who is definitely an original creative thinker. The light attributes described in this card are passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, and the ability to help transform pain into healing. Definitely, so anybody that works in the healing professions, such as a psychologist, a psychotherapist, a psychiatrist, also fall within this category. We're also dealing here with the person's shadow attributes, so their more negative characteristics. And these are described as taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. The classic problem with a healer is that they are so focused on other people that they forget to take care of themselves. And also with having healing abilities comes a lot of power. So knowing how to use this power for good in the service of other people rather than to take advantage of them is a really important karmic lesson. So all this being said, we're going to keep this card over here, and now I'm going to ask the Ukiyo-e Tarot to give me some more insights into this person's character. How are they as an individual? Let's dive deeper. So let's see. My nose started itching, so I feel that there is a spiritual presence here already. We have the Knight of Swords, we have the Page of Pentacles. For some reason, we've been dealing with a lot of characters, which makes me to think that some of you could potentially have a couple of romantic soulmates in these places in the world. The important thing is that you meet at least one in this lifetime, right? We all know that we have a lot of soulmates. Not all of them are romantic. Soulmates are basically people that incarnated in the same period of time with us to help us complete a certain experience, a certain spiritual test. But we are also all aware of the fact that there may be a special romantic person that is our other half, and that's what we're here inquiring about. So I see here the Knight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Hanged Man, the Chariot, and the Temperance. Wow, first of all, you have so many major arcanas, so you will certainly meet your soulmate. It is destined, it is fated. This is not something you will be able to miss in your life, so don't worry, relax, because if you are not at the moment with your soulmate, chances are the planets haven't aligned yet. You still need to go through certain things first before you are ready for this big love, but you will meet this person. Definitely, you are destined to be together with this individual. Things will move forward after a long period of waiting and having to sacrifice yourself in some way for other people. I see here that you're dealing with an individual that comes from two scenarios I'm seeing here. For some of you, this is a person that was orphaned or their parents so were taken away from them. This person may have been put in care. Social services may have taken them away from their parents at a very young age, and they were raised together with other children as part of a community. On the other hand, I see a scenario in which this person comes from a large family that struggled with poverty, struggled with financial hardships, a family that predominantly is comprised of boys. I feel that for this person, rather than having a very strong maternal or paternal figure, this is an individual that really feels like their group of friends, their siblings are their parents. They are people that they look up to. So a little bit similar to the energy of group 1. This could also be the energy of Pluto and Aquarius. As you know, Pluto and Aquarius is about power through our social groups, power through our social network, and the groups that we're part of, the specific allegiances that we have to other people. I feel like you're dealing here with somebody who has a beautiful balanced mix of both earth and air in their chart, with a little bit of water. You're dealing here with somebody who may be a Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, with a potential moon in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and maybe even an ascendant in Cancer or Pisces, because we have here the Hanged Man, which is Neptune, and the Chariot, which is representative of the sign of the Crab, Cancerians. I feel that this person idealizes their mother and father, mostly because they don't know them very well. I feel like this individual has created a spiritual mother and a father. This is why they are so drawn to the healing arts. This is why they are so religious or spiritual, because in the absence of actual parents, this person has created a very strong connection with the divine father, with the divine mother, with Father Sky, Mother Earth. This person is very plugged into the world beyond the veil because the material environment in which they were raised frequently disappointed them and got them to endure some hardships. So this person, on the other hand, developed their emotional side, they developed their spiritual side, and now they are actually making good money out of it. I see here an individual that prioritizes immaterial resources, immaterial values over material goods. This is not a person that's going to go shopping each weekend at the best brands. This is not an individual that is obsessed with eating out or going to the best restaurants. You're dealing here with an individual that can do a lot with the little that they have. This is an emotionally rich individual. They care more about relationships than they do about resources, and they have a lot of people that I wouldn't say worship them, but a lot of people come to them for advice, for healing, for light, for love. So this individual is very protected spiritually because of the type of work that they do, and money comes to them without them even thinking, you know. Resources, whatever they need, comes to them in very mysterious, unseen ways. You're dealing here with a person that has planets in the 12th house and has maybe a south node in Pisces, in Cancer, or in Scorpio, south node in Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. I feel like this individual is going to continue to walk a very spiritual life. When they will meet you, it will be like a blessing from the divine. With the Temperance angel there, you're going to balance them out a lot. You may be the more pragmatic powerhouse out of the two, and you're going to bring some much needed structure to this person's life, and they are going to bring so much relaxation and emotionality to your life. I feel like this individual sometimes falls prey to a victim mentality, but they quickly snap out of it. They may have some struggles with the divine. They may go through periods where their relationship to God or Buddha or Allah or the universe gets a little bit broken, and they need to find ways to inspire themselves. So you may go on travels with them, on pilgrimages. You guys may relocate to places that have better energy. Or this person could undergo courses. I feel like you're dealing here with a person that is self-taught. This person reads a lot and wants to put whatever they're reading into practice, you know. I feel like from the moment you meet this person, you're gonna recognize them by the fact that they will smell of incense, or they will smell of essential oils, like the fragrance of patchouli, ylang ylang will hang around them in the air. They may have prayer beads. They could have gorgeous luminous eyes, a very unique way of dressing. You know, if they are a man, maybe they have very long romantic looking hair. If they're a woman, it could be that they have really interesting accessories taken from their travels. There is a sense of freedom, open-mindedness, and a very strong aura around this person. I feel like this person is going to lead a very unusual life. The moment when they introduce you into their home, you're going to feel like, wow, this is like entering into a new dimension. I feel like this person really loves plants. They love animals. Again, a lot of the things in their household could be reused or reutilized, repackaged things. They're very creative, very resourceful. This is a person that can create a whole shelf out of some broken down wine boxes, or you know, they could like, I feel like this is an individual that knows how to repair leaking pipe and can work with the electricity panel of the household. So in certain ways, they can be surprisingly pragmatic and solution focused, and in other ways, they could be really with their head in the clouds. And I feel like you need to allow them to do that, to be a little bit with their head in the clouds. Do not disturb their prayer time. Allow them to get in touch with the world beyond the veil, because both you and them benefit from from this, you know. So a really beautiful individual, a person that really enjoys the company of other people, but they also need their own downtime. A person who is admired and adored by other people. Other people come to them with gifts and money because they feel the spiritual force inside of them that can help elevate their lives. This is an individual that I feel like the moment when they meet you, they will bring you so much relaxation that you will be able to fulfill whatever goals you found hard to fulfill. And you are going to really boost up their social status. I think both of you are going to contribute positively to the success and social status of the other one, even if it's just by marrying one another or by becoming a couple. Definitely an individual that is wise beyond their years, a person that may communicate in very unusual ways. Maybe they communicate with you through dreams, through images, maybe they paint things for you. They have a very non-verbal way of showing you how much they love you. I feel like you will dream a lot about this person and have visions of them right before you meet them. Yeah, so we're dealing here with a supremely calming individual. I have to say, this is the calmest I've been out of all of the other groups. And even the music changed in the background of your reading after a moment of silence and stillness, almost like we were doing something sacred here as I was tapping into your person's character. I feel like this person is a beautiful mystery, a wonderful riddle, which I urge you to uncover. I'm not allowed to see more about this person's character, so I'm just going to pull these cards to the side and give you some further insight, further clues related to your person's culture. Where do they come from? Where do they come from, Spirit? Where in the world is group 4 soulmate? Okay, so we got the following. We have Aquarius, and Aquarius, the dice, was very close to Newfoundland, also known as Terra Nova or Saint-Pierre and Miquelon, in this region of Canada. Yeah, so Newfoundland, I feel most likely Halifax. If I remember, there was a city called Halifax over here. So yeah. Canadian, French Canadian potentially. I also have here the North Node energy, but it fell in the Atlantic, very close to the southern part of Brazil, the coast of Uruguay, and the city of Montevideo. Yeah, so this region, they may come from this region of the world. They could come from a family of fishermen or military deployed people on boats, I guess Marines. And we have here the number 3, but it is off the chart, off the map. So a creative communicator, you're dealing here with somebody that could be born on the 3rd of the month, or you may meet this person 3 months from now, on the 3rd of the month. Yeah, this person will be a little bit of an uncomfortable counterpart to you. They will activate your North Node, but as much as they will push you into growing outside of your comfort zone, they're also going to be fun and progressive, and you will always want to learn more about them, and you will become slightly like attached to them, almost to the point of I want more of your energy. I'm a little bit obsessed with you, you know. So I think you guys will have very strong North Node links, North Node synastry. If you feel like you've already met this person, feel free to get in touch with me for a synastry report. I offer that. I compare your chart with the chart of your lover, and I give you a report regarding your compatibility. Or if you enjoyed this reading, get in touch with me and I can create a tarot reading for you, much like you saw this one. Or I can create an astrocartography report and tell you more about where you should travel in the world to meet love, to have fun, to work well, to study. So If this is where I leave you, if you don't feel like getting in touch with me outside of this reading, then thank you so much for listening. Please like this video to help distribute it to other people that may benefit from these messages. Comment below and share your experience with me. I love to read your comments and to give you a heart. And also subscribe. You are helping this channel grow, and I am incredibly thankful, and it would really help me out. Thank you so much to just encourage me to just do more for this channel. You know, it's always good when you see that things are growing. You always feel like you're riding a really healthy wave and you want to keep putting forth good quality work. All this being said, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. See you in my next one. Bye bye.